Okay, with this, let's see our first support and resistance provider in the chart, which is pivot points. So, what is pivot points? Pivot points are basically nothing but support and resistance levels on the chart. So, this is a diagram of pivot point. It has pivot point in the middle, which is reflected in black color, and then these three green lines are resistance 1, resistance 2, resistance 3, and the red lines are support 1, support 2, and support 3. Basically, it goes up to resistance 4, resistance 5, resistance 6, support 4, support 5, support 6. However, market tend to stay in this region only, mostly. On special days like elections, some geopolitical problem, or a budget day, market tend to go to R4, R5, but our main focus will stay from R3 to S3. Now, there are different type of pivots, Fibonacci, Woody's, Camarilla, but we will stick to the traditional pivots everywhere in our chart readings. So here is a chart explanation of pivot points in the market. We are looking at Nifty 50 indices of 3 minutes time frame. Pivot points provide great entry, exit and stop loss level in trading. As we have already discussed, market stays between R3 to S3 mostly, and it is derived from price action and stay constant on different time frames. There is a price action candles which are forming, and it is R1 is actually giving strong resistance to the price action candles. That's why it is not able to break here, and then it tried again, could not, came down. The pivot point breakout happened and S1 breakout happened, and from here it took support, went up, reversal and came down, reversal, up, down. So basically this is a chart explanation of pivot point. Pivot points for the next trading day can be easily calculated with this simple formula. You actually don't need this formula, but in case you need to know the levels for the next day, you can do that. So starting with the pivot point, you need to have a figure of previous high, previous low and previous close. Add all of them and divide by 3. This will be a pivot point for the next day. And then you can start with the resistance 1. So this will be double of pivot point minus previous low. Resistance 2 is a pivot point plus previous high minus previous low. Resistance 3 is previous high plus double of pivot point minus previous low. And then support 1 is double of pivot point minus previous high. Support 2 is pivot point minus previous high minus previous low. And support 3 is previous low minus double of previous high minus pivot point. So whatever the figures comes individually, just put them on the chart, and those will be your pivot points for the next day. Just to let you know, there are a lot of people on YouTube who actually predict next day market. With this formula, they actually do such things. So this is no rocket science to know next day levels and predict where market can be with the possibility. You can also do that from now on.